Okay, and we are live. Thank you for joining us. This is actually a little bit of a new segment that we're trying out. We'll see how it goes. Um, as you see in the title, we're calling this the Omake Ikuze 3 count. Um, Maverick and I, say hi, Maverick.
Hi.
We are big, big wrestling fans. I have been a fan of wrestling for, let's see, I probably started watching in like '92.
Um,
Um,
we love professional sports entertainment. Okay.
yes,
one
yes.
thing was that I watched it for years, even when I was little. Maybe when I was maybe three, I could watch WCW. I could watch at the time WWF, but I could only watch. I was only allowed to watch the matches. If they were to talk or anything, I would my dad would have to mute it because they cussed a lot and I couldn't hear that. So you can imagine me younger trying to piece stories together.
It got it interesting.
Yeah, so I learned how to read lips. I never told him that, but I learned how to read lips. So I was looking at what they were saying. All I had to do was pay attention.
Smart. But no, like I said, I've been watching since like '92, so 22 years almost. Um, I've been watching a lot. I actually have the WWE Network. I will turn it on to old Clash of the Champions back in WCW from like '92, '93. Old stuff like that, good stuff. We watched through the Attitude Era. We watched through the Monday Night Wars. We watched, we've watched a lot. And since there is a fandom, and since we try to cover as many fandoms as we can, we decided why not give this a shot. So we're going to be recapping the lead up to SummerSlam, which is tomorrow, and giving our personal predictions for the show. So,
Also,
we'll,
You did mention WWE Network, and you can get the
oh yeah,
WWE Network for
you can
$9.99.
get the WWE Network for only $9.99.
Watch all the classic matches for $9.99. But
which is which is less than the amount that it takes for a hospital bill after Ambrose gets his hands on Rollins.
yeah, yeah. The SummerSlam was like the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. The first one being WrestleMania. Now, if you,
See, I say it's probably third biggest. Royal Rumble maybe second biggest. It just depends.
okay.
That's my personal thought. Like, I usually see Royal Rumble as being bigger because you get more comebacks during that. You have the 30. I love the one time that they took it to 40 man. I don't know why they don't do that because that was actually interesting to watch.
They gave everybody backstage a chance to fight, even if they didn't have a chance of winning. Everyone got out there.
Yeah, everyone got out there. Even people we hadn't seen in the ring on TV for like, 8 months got a chance. So, you know, I mean, it's been done. As Saya just said, WCW, when they did World War III and all that, they would have 60 men in 3 rings. I mean, yeah, that's a bit much. Everyone would start out all at once. But I mean, the 40-man the 40-man Royal Rumble was a great idea. But it to me, I see the Royal Rumble as a little bit bigger than SummerSlam. Not as big as WrestleMania, of course, but a little bit bigger because one, it starts the road to WrestleMania, and
Mm-hmm.
two, so much potential for just shockers and comebacks that I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. You like Saya has seen me during the Royal Rumble for the last 4 years, and has watched me lose my shit at some of the surprise entrants, just going, you know.
All right, I'll say this. Okay. The reason why I say SummerSlam is the second best because it's leading up. Most of the feuds are trickling down from WrestleMania, and some of the staples sometimes don't make it through that. Well, they make it through, but they trickle down and break apart. And then you have over the summer big feuds that happen over the summer, and they cultivate here at SummerSlam. It's like a midway point, if necessary.
Yeah.
Once you know a new champion may be crowned, then they carry that championship all the way to the Royal Rumble for it to the person who wins the Royal Rumble to possibly face them at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and I can see where you're coming from. You know, I guess it just varies on who you talk to.
Mm-hmm.
They're the number 2 and number 3 right there neck and neck. Of course, WrestleMania is up here, but they're number 2 and number 3 neck and neck. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you know, I see how it goes, and it's like it's a very subjective thing, person to person. But did we want to go ahead and get in this?
Yeah.
All right. Kicking off the card for SummerSlam is going to be for the Intercontinental title. It's going to be Dolph Ziggler taking on the champion, The Miz.
Johnny Cage! Sorry. All right. The Miz is his current incarnation. He's come back from filming the Marine 4, I think we're on now.
I think we're on Marine 4. Oh, we're on Marine 5.
It's something.
It's Marine, who cares?
Alright, well, let's say this before we do this one. Normally in wrestling, there are what you call babyface characters and heel characters. Babyface being the good guys.
Yay!
The crowd gets behind. And then you have the heel characters who are just the downright meanest individuals in sports entertainment.
Ooh.
Yeah, they get booed a lot, and they do a lot of dirty tactics and dirty tricks and do a lot of more physical harm outside of the ring and sometimes inside of the ring, but they set up for you to hate them. And I bring that up because it's going to be a special case later on in the show. Now, Ziggler at this current time is being portrayed not only by WWE, but the WWE Universe as well as the WWE Universe as the #1 underdog. Ziggler has, since he has become a face character, straight on face, he has been beat up, knocked down. He was once the World Heavyweight Champion, but he was a heel during the time when it was happening. He lost the belt, I think, to Cena, actually. He lost it to Cena.
Yeah.
And everyone, since he's become a good guy, everyone has been wanting him to win a title. He was this close, just win anything. Now he's winning matches and stuff, winning regular matches and stuff. But when it comes to title opportunities or Money in the Bank opportunities, he comes this close, and then he gets screwed over.
I mean, look at the battle, the battle royal that happened for the vacant Intercontinental title. That's how Miz got it.
Yeah. And actually, if you go and look at some of the dirt sheets, that they did say that Ziggler was supposed to win the Intercontinental title during that little mini battle royale.
And it was a swerve ending.
Yeah, it was. They changed it like the day before. It was like, let Miz win. And it was kind of a dirty win because Miz kind of didn't get knocked out completely. He just rolled underneath the ring. A battle royale is a top man over the rope thing. They have to go over the rope to get eliminated. If you go over it or get knocked down, if your feet touch the floor, you are eliminated.
Both feet. The Shawn Michaels rule.
Yeah. Now, Now, Ziggler and both of these people, Ziggler and The Miz, have both been champions. Miz was one of the longest reigning champions, and he was damn good.
He was.
Damn good.
Miz was a damn good heel champion.
Now, they gave him the title, so he says he's coming back, so he can use his looks and his status to boost the new movie that's coming out that's starring him. Which, yes, that makes sense. That's business. But when you have someone who is literally, when he cuts promos, I'm talking about Ziggler, is going off script to the point where he is actually using his true frustration, and pretty much he sometimes gets himself in trouble with that, and then the term is bury. They bury you to the point where they stop your momentum that you're getting and put you in squash matches where you get destroyed constantly until you learn your lesson.
If you want a good example of Ziggler cutting amazing promos, just follow his Twitter.
Follow Twitter, like, he's a great guy.
It's at heel Ziggler.
But the rivalry between Ziggler and Miz it goes back years. When they first started out wrestling and whatnot, they've gone back and forth before. The Miz being a good guy, Ziggler being a heel, and vice versa. But at this point now that the WWE Universe wants Ziggler to win so bad, to the point where if he loses a match, Twitter blows up with disappointment. Like, they are cussing WWE out on Twitter.
It actually reminds me of the Ryder or Riot.
What?
Ryder or Riot?
Explain.
Talking about Zack Ryder.
Oh, right. Oh, Ryder. Oh, yeah. Poor Zack. Poor Zack. We'll get to him later. But
that's another story for another time.
But the match has been accumulating like over the past few weeks and about maybe a month or so. It's The Miz doing dirty tactics, as in not getting in the ring and fighting when it's like a tag match, or not taking blows to his face or whatnot, or running away during mid-match and having someone throw his ass back in the ring for Ziggler to hit him or use his finisher. Yeah. And Miz is not, as heel Miz, is not against using anything to his advantage to win. He'll pull the tights, he'll do a roll-up, he'll actually hit you with the fucking title to win. Because to win a championship, you either have to do a pinfall, submit, pinfall or submission. You can't get counted out or whatnot. If the champion gets counted out, he's still the champion. It doesn't count. Yep. Most heel champions do that because they don't want to lose their title. And that's how it is.
Yeah, so it can't change hands on a count out or disqualification. So most heel champions, if they are getting beaten soundly, will go for a count out. They'll get themselves counted out, or they will do something underhanded to get disqualified in order to keep their title.
In front of the referee. That's the only way they get disqualified, if the referee sees it. Or you could just straight up hit the referee, and that's it.
Or that.
Yeah. But my prediction is that as much as I want Ziggler to win, WWE will make Miz keep that title again until the next pay-per-view at Night of Champions.
I kind of see that happening too. Although, like you said, as much as I want Ziggler to win, I can see Miz somehow keeping a hold of the title until Night of Champions. Now, something that would be interesting to watch would be if Ziggler did come away with the title and then having some sort of, Miz coming in and trying to get a rematch going for Night of Champions and then adding on to it.
Okay. All
I
right.
could see that being interesting. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I see Miz hanging on to the title. Again, as much as I hate to admit it, and as much as I would actually want Ziggler to win, I I can't see WWE having Miz drop the strap like soon after.
Yeah. And it's saying Ziggler will eventually win that title. That's what we're saying, though. We have faith that Ziggler will eventually win the title and get his way back up to being a main eventer instead of a mid carder.
I can see that happening. If Ziggler doesn't get it this time, I can see it happening at Night of Champions.
All right. All right. Next feud. Next match.
Bray Wyatt versus Y2J Chris Jericho.
The Eater of Worlds versus Y2J.
The Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla.
Now, Bray Wyatt is the leader of the Wyatt stable. His other two members have had phenomenal tag matches these past few pay-per-views and shows.
Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. Yep.
They are not tag champions, but they gave great
They have put on amazing matches.
Well, okay. So Bray Wyatt is probably one of the best heels they have on the show, like currently in the roster right now.
I will actually venture this, and I will say that not counting anyone on the injured list, so Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
Not counting Daniel Bryan,
All right.
Bray Wyatt is the most charismatic person on the roster right now.
That's up and coming pretty much. Or
No.
in general.
The most charismatic in general on the roster right now.
All right. Okay.
Because his popularity has skyrocketed.
And what we were talking, and that brings me to my point, this is also when you have a face, which is Chris Jericho, versus a heel that is Bray Wyatt. The fans, this is when the lines get blurred. Where you have a black guy, he hurts people, but he has created a cult following. I mean, a cult following to where when his music hits, people in the audience
take out their cell phones,
and it looks like the night sky when he walks out, like little bugs, like little lantern bugs. And
yeah,
the fact that where he gets on the mic and makes you believe every word he says out of that microphone, to the point where he has people, the fans, singing his theme song. We got the whole world in his hand. He's got the whole world in his hands.
When he was feuding with Cena, and you had pretty much the entire audience singing, "He's got the whole world." That's when I knew it's one of those. Okay, he is the most charismatic on the roster right now, aside from Daniel Bryan, who has everyone up, and yes, champ.
Or knows, even when he was a bad guy.
Or yeah, Even when he, or even when he, even when he's still a face and someone says something that, is absolutely stupid and he just looks at him and goes, no, the entire crowd does it.
He's and Daniel Bryan is on the injured list right now. Hopefully he'll be back before around the Royal Rumble so he can get back into wrestling.
Speedy recovery, Daniel.
Point of that is he's not even there right now. Daniel Bryan isn't even there, but the fans use it for anything that happens, anything good or bad. They just go with it.
It's kind of ridiculous, but really cool.
Yeah. But as for Bray, both of these two are iconic with Chris Jericho's mic skills are legendary. That man spits gold and sews you a sweater. But Chris Jericho is one of the part-timers. We like to say he is a part-timer because he has other commitments. He has his band Fozzy. He writes books.
Doing amazing.
And but he always comes back for the fans. He loves to do it, and he's not going to retire anytime soon because he loves it. When Jericho comes around, or you get a big name like this to fight to go against someone that's up and coming, is to put him over.
Yeah.
So far, it's been it's 1-1 right now.
I believe so, yeah.
So this will be the tiebreaker. And I believe if Jericho were to lose this, he will be taking some time off to go work on other things as well. Now, Bray, like we said, is charismatic. Bray, think of what's that movie with Robert De Niro, where he played? It's like Taxi, and then there's another one where he's it's like on a river or something. I don't know, but he has that Charles Manson charisma.
Yeah.
And deliverance. That's all I can think of every time I see it. Yes, make the joke, but
I hear banjos when I see him walk out.
Yeah, you actually hear banjos and harmonicas. The gimmick for Bray is not necessarily a gimmick. He has gone on record by saying that he has created Bray Wyatt, which is not his real name. He is a third-generation superstar.
Yes.
Okay.
His. Let me make sure I've got this right. Let's see. His grandfather was Blackjack Mulligan. His father was Mike Rotunda, and one of his uncles was Barry Windham.
All right, so he's just bred from good stock. He's in his blood. He can't do nothing else but this.
Yeah, his father is IRS.
Yeah. And also his brother is in WWE as well. His younger brother is Bo Dallas. We'll get to Bo later. But my prediction and what I'm seeing for the future is I really want Bray to win because his push has been phenomenal. He has feuded against Daniel Bryan, Cena. Cena lasted forever. Him and Cena didn't end until when Jericho got back.
Yeah, their feud lasted for 5 months or something?
Mm-hmm. It started at the Royal Rumble and kept going until his last pay-per-view battleground, or a few more back.
Yeah. I think it was it at WrestleMania?
No,
No, it was the show after WrestleMania.
Well, when Jericho came back?
Payback. Was it? It was Payback.
Yeah. No, it was Battleground.
Was it Battleground?
Which one had the? I forgot which one had the big old. The big old. No, it was TLC. No, it was TLC then.
Yeah, it was. Let's see. No, no, hold on. Yeah, no, it was Payback is when when the feud ended because it was a last man standing match.
Yeah, and the Jericho feud it started on the June 30th episode of Raw, which was one of the best after paper non WrestleMania post WrestleMania Raws ever because everybody came back. That was led to their first match at Battleground, and then I don't know. Yeah, that's it. There's only one. There's only been one match. This is their second one. Apologize. Yeah, just weird. But yeah, my thing is Bray Wyatt will beat Jericho. And what my true heart in me wants, and me and Bisha talked about this, and normally I'm good at this stuff by picking the winners when it comes to the pay-per-views and maybe match outcomes and just future outcomes. We all know that Sting is a part of WWE now, and he's gone back on. Everyone's wanting Sting versus the Undertaker, which serves really no purpose now because of one we will get into later on in the show. But I want Bray to feud against Sting. I want him to feud it. It's like the king of mind games.
Yeah. It would be amazing to watch.
Yeah, it would, and that's what I want. I want that at WrestleMania. I want Bray to keep going. Because at this rate, the way he's going, he will be champion around this time next year.
Yeah.
They will make him champion. Now,
but I was gonna say there's one more stipulation for this match because Jericho actually managed to win one-on-one matches against other members of the Wyatt family. Both Eric Rowan and Luke Harper are barred from ringside, so it is supposedly supposed to be a true one-on-one match.
So you get to see both of them go at it full on. Now, if you go and look at some of the matches, you can go, hey, for $9.99, you can go on the WWE Network and watch past pay-per-views or past Raw and SmackDowns, or you can go on YouTube, the WWE YouTube channel, and see the clips from each night. Mm-hmm. They have a show. But these guys are at the... Bray is at the prime. Not his prime, but he is getting there. His
stock is rising.
He is a big dude. I will quote his previous character, Husky Harris. He's a tank with a Ferrari engine.
Yes, he is a Sherman tank with a Ferrari engine.
He is big, but he is fast and strong. And it worked for him.
It did.
Jericho. You got to put him on the ground. But I want to see, and this match is going to last for 15 minutes, as Dolph versus Ziggler versus The Miz will last 10. And then here we go, the unbeatable heel of the summer.
Oh, wait, hold on. I was going to say, let me make my prediction.
Okay, sorry.
You're good. I see Jericho winning by DQ.
Why?
Harper and Rowan coming out.
But what would there be for Jericho to do after, say he does win? They're going to keep this going?
Well, let's see. If they keep it going, it's still going to be 3-on-1, unless they bring someone else in.
And
Here's where
who?
the entrance comes in for Sting.
Oh, all right. So he's going to fight him before WrestleMania, pretty much.
I don't know. I can see Sting lending a hand to Bray, and that feud just keep going.
All right.
I can see it happening. It would be interesting to watch. It just, I don't know. I like what you're saying with the whole. I see it. I can also see it happening at WrestleMania with Sting versus Bray. I don't know if Bray will have the title at WrestleMania, though. I think there might be a couple of other people in the mix that WWE might give the title to.
Oh, like I said, like I was saying, he would have it this time around. Like this time, like probably around SummerSlam is when next year is when he will get it.
Okay, I can see that then. Okay, that's what I got confused on your word, but no, I can. As much of a Jerichoholic as I am, I don't think Jericho's going to pull this one out.
Because I think he has a tour coming up soon that he has to go to.
Yeah, I don't see it happening cleanly. If Jericho does win, it'll be by a DQ.
And because the feud itself has gained a lot of steam, but the last couple of weeks has kind of just started to fizzle.
Fall.
And
yeah.
And that happens with feuds. And I learned that when playing the video games, the WWE games. You know, with the general manager mode, if you keep pushing a feud on the fans, it stops being entertaining. And, you know, you have to spice it up with like different match types and stuff like that. And then it just kind of, people lose interest. Lose interest. And I don't want this to do, if it ends, I want this to be the last one. And not redo it and just let, you know, Jericho does his job to put Bray over. And then we keep moving. Because Bray, there's a limited number of people Bray can feud against. There are encouraged.
I can see, like I said, I can see Jericho winning by DQ and Bray still getting over because of the damage that the Wyatt family would do to Jericho after the match.
Okay.
I can see that happening.
All right. My pick is Bray to keep going, and yours is Jericho by DQ.
Jericho by DQ.
Okay. The next match, sweet friggin' Jesus, is this year's unbeatable monster heel, Rusev, versus the All-American Jack Swagger. Curly mustache.
Now, this is what I find hilarious about this. Before this feud even started, Swagger and Coulter were two of the biggest heels as far as just garnering heat from the fans. Fans did not want to see them. They didn't want to hear them. Nothing.
They were portrayed as racist. That was their thing.
They were Tea Partiers.
Yeah. Same thing.
And you know, and then Coulter comes out during one of Lana, who is Rusev's handler, for lack of a better term. During one of Lana's rants against the U.S., Coulter and Swagger come out, and the fans did an immediate 180. They were behind Swagger. They were behind Coulter. I was messaging Maverick when this came up, and I was like, dude, all of these people just chanted "We the People." I'm scared.
I was upset. I was like, I'm not trying. Don't make me like you, fucker. Like, really, their call sign, their motto, you know, their catchphrase is "We the People," and they put their hands over it. Like, whenever Zev finishes a rant, it literally is pretty much the match. Literally is just Zev versus Lana, because Lana, she is not a wrestler. No, she is not a wrestler. She is a model actress. All right? She has played her part well. She doesn't have to fight. She looks pretty, and she can work that mic.
Yeah.
And both Zeb and Lana are mouthpieces for Swagger and Rusev. And so it's just pretty much fight. Now fight. Just Now, Rusev has an undefeated streak. Like, ridiculous amount of undefeated streak. Like, since he's debuted, he has not been beaten once.
At all.
He's been damaged, but he's never been beaten. He's just been tearing through big dudes and like squash matches with the little guys, but normally that's just a show of power. The squash matches it's like when you have a bigger guy like Rusev come in and show how strong he is by defeating smaller people than he is, and to garner heat to where the fans either hate him or praise him. But most of the time, the bigger dudes start out as heel characters. They come in and
squash match.
Yeah.
Squash match. See Ryback.
Yeah. This guy. But yeah. And over the past few months, he's been fighting some of the bigger face characters in WWE, and some of them have given him a battle. Big E is one of them. And
actually, he fought Swagger at the last pay-per-view.
Yeah, and then they've been fighting with Swagger over and over again past few months now, and Swagger's been the only one to put any real damage on it.
Yeah, Swagger did not actually tap to the accolade. He passed out after it was a count out, and then passed out afterwards. He didn't actually tap to it
due to a head injury.
Yeah.
Also, we like to use the term caffaby, which means fake. It's this staged injury to where they're not really hurt. They just have to sell the damage that's been done to them.
Yeah. I pronounce it kayfabe, but it's the same thing.
All right. But the stipulation for this match is an unusual one that you don't see very often.
It's a flag match.
Yeah, it's a flag match.
Now, I will say this. In the past, sometimes it's been, there's a flag on a pole, and the first one to reach their flag and get it down wins. There have also been some where it's actually via pin or submission. So I don't know which way which route they're taking this. I'm leaning more towards the pin submission because they both have a lot of power. They both have submission moves as their finishers. Rusev has the Accolade, which is
correct, right?
What is it? Camel Clutch. I think it's a Camel Clutch.
Yeah, it's a Camel Clutch.
Yeah, and Swagger has the ankle lock that he calls the Patriot Lock. So they both have really good submissions as their finishers. So I'm thinking it will go more towards the pin submission than the, climb a pole and get the flag. So.
Because it's pretty much more a sign of dominance, pretty much. Either because Rusev is being billed as
the Bulgarian Brute.
Yeah, the Bulgarian Brute.
Yeah, think Ivan Drago from Rocky IV, and you basically have this.
This is what this match is. It's Rocky IV. That's what it is. Also, we'll have yes, I see. This is kind of a tough one because I kind of somewhat don't care, but kind of want this feud to end to do other things.
Yeah.
So, and the fact that Swagger hasn't beaten him yet, I think. I want to say I want to say Rusev.
I want to see Swagger win just to watch Lana go nuclear.
Sure no.
You said it, I didn't.
Watch your bun explode. That's the fun part. It's not a too tight. I want to see Rusev. I'm going to give it to Rusev because they're going to probably try and milk their only current winning streak right now and build him up to where he may face No, never mind. That doesn't make sense. He may face someone else.
No, I know where you were headed with that, and I can see it happening. Two major powerhouses going head to head.
Yeah, because there's someone literally has to stop Rusev. While Swagger, it's more of an American pride thing, and that's why in the back of my mind I'm thinking Swagger will finally beat him. But right now they are gaining uber heat, and you need another monster once the other dumb one leaves. We're getting there.
I know.
But I'm gonna go with Rusev for right now because they can do more with him with his undefeated streak. It's more of a billing type thing.
I can see that too. Like I said, I really want I want Swagger to win just to see Lana go, just to watch her go off. Do I think Swagger's actually going to pull it out? Maybe.
It's more of those feuds where you just wanted to end.
I just don't like the Rusev gimmick, especially with everything that Russia in the world today is trying to pull.
But that's where WWE writing excelled. Like, it's one of these times where it excelled.
Yeah, I mean, you had Nikolai Volkov during the Cold War. You had Sergeant Slaughter. Teaming with the Iron Sheik during the whole Desert Storm thing. This kind of stuff happens. We hate those gimmicks because of this.
And Muhammad Hassan, who wasn't even Muslim, he was Italian. That gimmick actually ruined his life. Like,
I know.
Ruined his career. I'm letting the fans know it ruined his career.
But I don't know who to pick on this. While I want Swagger to win, I can actually see Rusev winning and then him going on to bigger things, preserving that undefeated streak, and then trying to take on, one of the higher card people.
Even eventually go towards the championship, whether it be if Ziggler wins tomorrow night, and he beats the Miz at Night of Champions, or it's vice versa. He loses and beats Miz at Night of Champions to have it, and wins. He can go after Ziggler, or he can go after the Great White, Sheamus, for his U.S. title, which would actually make more sense and more fun. That would be actually more of a better feud if he wins.
Have two brawlers just go at it.
Yeah, and it'll give Sheamus something to do.
Yeah, it'll give Sheamus a target.
Because there hasn't really been anybody going after the U.S. title lately. So you know what? That's why I'm going to do.
Actually,
Rusev,
that would be perfect.
Rusev wins and faces Sheamus at Night of Champions.
To take the U.S. title, that would be Lana just sticking it in the craw of everyone else. I can see that working. Okay, yeah, I can see that working well. Next match?
It's a Divas match. Now, it's for the Divas title. If you follow, if you're watching this, you probably know. AJ was the longest reigning Divas champion that they've ever had. She beat out a 30-woman battle royal at WrestleMania to keep her title. And then the next night, she, ran off at her mouth about no one can beat me or whatnot. And then Paige, the little Miss NXT who was also the NXT Divas champion. NXT is their building ground. They're pretty much
They're minors.
they're minors. That's where you start out there. If you make it well there, they trying to put you over on the flagship shows, if anything, and then you see where you go.
Yeah.
Paige comes out, and she's like, she wants to thank AJ, congratulate Paige. AJ's not having that at all, and smacks her in the face and challenges her to a match for the Divas Championship. Like, fine, whatever, fuck you. And she
Paige
ends
wins.
up. Paige wins. Paige gets a roll up and wins. Now, this gives AJ time to get married and spend time with her husband, Phil Brooks, aka CM Punk, after his departure.
Yep.
And Paige then goes on for she was champion for the majority of the summer.
Yeah.
And it's sad because without AJ there, they didn't really have the booking wasn't as great as it could be if AJ was there.
There was no storyline.
Nothing. It was just the
Nothing.
Divas. Whoever would get a roll up on her, pin her every couple of weeks, would get a title shot at
Whatever.
or whatever pay per view was on. I believe she fought Alicia Fox one time.
She did.
And she went up against Tamina. She went up against Tamina first.
Yeah.
That was AJ's handler. Tamina is also Jimmy Superfly Snuka's daughter.
Who is also currently on the shelf due to, what was it, a shoulder injury? Tamina?
Actually, no, she is not. She has a she has a torn ACL. She's out for a while.
Knee injury. Yeah, sorry. Torn ACL.
She's out for a while. Now, then she fought Alicia Fox, which that crazy Rihanna gimmick didn't really work either. And then the only secondary competition that she actually had, besides Tamina, was Naomi, and not part of the Funkadactyls. They split up during this time, and Naomi put up a hell of a fight. She did really well and showcased her abilities as a singles competitor. She did not win, but Paige respected her at the end of it, gave her props and whatnot. So you could see her going for the title again later on, further down the road. Well, after defeating, I believe, she beat Naomi, the last pay-per-view that she beat Naomi. AJ's music hits. AJ's music just hits out of nowhere. It was the one where everyone came back, the June 30th episode of Raw, where everyone started coming back. And then she was like, well, she pretty much makes a heel turn. She was a face character the entire time. She pretty much called the WWE Universe out. She called the Divas out. There's no competition backstage. What the fuck's the point? AJ's music hits. AJ pretty much is like, you could, face me for a rematch. Paige goes on the defensive, no, you're not going to get your rematch. You're never going to get your rematch. You're not like this. I'm not going to fight you tonight. I'm tired. We could do this another day. And then AJ turns to the WWE Universe and says, well, what do you guys think? Do you guys think we should fight tonight? And then they do the whole, yeah. And I'm talking, it erupts. This is the biggest pop AJ has ever gotten as a face character. Also, there were the obligatory, CM Punk chant, for a good 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And And so Paige fights AJ, and it's actually a clean win. And she loses her title, and AJ's the title, champion again. Get right on that damn ring. Then begins the whole frenemies angle, to the point where Paige wants to rip AJ's head off and take the belt back. But they're just being, typical females. They're, oh, she's my bestie. Oh, I love her so much. We nothing can ever tear us apart. Blah blah blah. I'm happy that you're champion. And then Paige actually finally flips her lid after her secondary match with her. AJ gave her two chances to get the title.
Not to mention called AJ crazy.
Yeah, that never goes well when you call it crazy.
No, anyway, that does not bode well for anyone.
And then proceeds to the last match that they had. She snapped on her. Paige snapped, like lost her cool and went official heel. So now she's a bad guy now. But the thing is,
she's gone as far to like throw AJ off of the stage.
Yeah, and give her whiplash. By the way, for AJ's body type and her size, she takes a lot of damage, and she can sell. And when I mean sell, like say you get pushed off, literally not that high off the ground, the entranceway, and she makes it feel like she done broke her neck. Like when she gets hit hard by bigger characters, back when one of the ex-diva, Caitlyn, speared her.
Broke AJ. Looked like AJ got broken in half by that spear.
It's to the point where I was highly concerned. It's like, is she like, no, like I don't care about the show. Like, okay.
Because even her legs went limp.
Yeah, she took a page out of the Ziggler School of Selling.
Yes.
But the reason why I can't get excited about this match is because we have seen it before. And yes, WWE does like to recycle storylines at times if you pay attention. This storyline is pretty much the equivalent of the whole Trish Stratus versus Mickie James angle, when she was the whole Psycho fan and would attack her opponent in the ring when they were fighting Trish, to the point where she's obsessed with her and wants to be with her and, wants to be best friends and live together and all this stuff, and Trish wasn't having it. Now they've turned it into the frenemies angle, which is still the same thing, to the point where Paige now is a waste. Paige's title run was a waste.
Yeah.
And I'm sad that they had to bring AJ back to take the title back from her to make it interesting again.
At least there's storylines now.
Yeah, there's storylines. Now if AJ beats her, and this is my thing, AJ is going to win. AJ
will win.
AJ is going to beat her, and then Paige will do something. But as of right now, there's not that many divas that will fight.
There really aren't.
And as of like the other past two nights, Paige has interfered in AJ's matches, which is a heel tactic. AJ was had to fight the waste of space Eva Marie, who that is literally the worst piece of talent that WWE has ever put on screen.
Are we even going to call her talent?
It's the hair. She is literally nothing but a model. That's literally all she is, and she's not even a good one at that. Now, Eva can't sell. She can't wrestle. She just doesn't pay attention in the ring and botches a lot of her matches. I'm talking noticeable botches, and botches meaning messing up, like where something goes wrong that's not supposed to happen. Monday night, Paige came out and interfered with AJ's match against Eva. Literally, she got the roll up, the cheap schoolboy roll up, if I'm not mistaken, and she won. But AJ did a lot of damage to her in the ring. So literally, Paige comes out, music hits, da 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 da, and then Eva gets out of the ring and is like, ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha, gloating and just ha ha. You cut those to Paige gloating at AJ, and AJ gets furious. And then the next thing you know, Eva, the camera pans back, and Eva's on the ground. She blew a kiss, and I guess it came back so hard that it knocked her down, and she forgot to sell her injuries that she had sustained during the match. So, as you can see, if you look in Paige's eyes, you can tell the fact that she's actually legit mad and furious. The fact that not only she has to, sell to the whole Paige angle, that the fact that this stupid bitch here is so dumb that she can't even get her shit together and literally beat the ever-living shit out of this girl. And then on Friday night, she had a rematch against her. Paige came out again, interfered. The only memorable part about this match is the fact that Paige beat the ever-living hell out of AJ beat the ever-living hell out of Eva. She ended up losing because of Paige, but she ripped out parts of Eva Marie's extensions, and I'm talking a chunk. And then, this broke off, and waved it in front of the crowd, waved it in the ring, and then, threw it away, threw it over to the side. The ref put it over by herself. But Paige,
even the ref picked it up and was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. Now that's a real hair, guys. Then goes to attack Paige, and I'm talking brutalize her, put her hands, manhandle her, smash her head up against, not hurting it, but up against a barricade over and over and over again. AJ loses by countout.
Yeah.
And then I do believe she ended up beating Eva. No, she missed Eva got out of the ring before she could put her hands.
Eva got out of the ring, and AJ was staring her down, and when AJ turned around, Paige super kicked her.
Yeah, and then hit the Paige turner.
Yeah.
And then skipped out of the ring.
Yep. I see AJ taking this match.
AJ's gonna win it. And the reason I bring that up is the fact that on Twitter, Eva said, well, I've beaten her twice. I deserve a Divas match, a Divas championship match. I swear to God, I don't want Eva to be champion. I'd rather see one of the Bellas become champion over Eva Marie. I'd rather see Steph become champion again. Yeah.
I am biding my time until one of NXT's until two of NXT's divas actually make it up to the main show.
Charlotte and Sasha?
I don't. No, actually, I don't know if she's actually fought in NXT yet. Charlotte is one. I want to see Charlotte in the main show.
Oh, Charlotte is the current NXT Women's Champion, who is one of Ric Flair's kids.
Yeah. The other is, oh God. It's not Sasha. It's like I said, I don't think she's even actually fought yet. No, she hasn't. She is actually, she's not even on NXT yet. She's still in training. It was a oh God, she was a gladiator on the Swedish version of American Gladiators.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, okay then.
Oh, Sarah Bachman.
Oh, all right then. Okay, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, she's a beast. Um,
Oh, never mind. She got released. Damn it. She was Shara,
ah, yeah, that
but
happens. That happens a lot, guys. They're getting
she got
released.
released.
But it's Charlotte, and I kind of want to see Sasha and Becky, or not Becky, but Bailey, come to NXT or come to the flagship show.
Yeah.
And Charlotte's a beast in the ring, and
Yeah.
Sasha's.
I can't wait for that.
But in other words, for this match, Paige loses to AJ.
Yeah.
AJ keeps it until someone else comes along better.
Now, next match, my match that I want to see, because I have been loving the build up to this match.
Let's tell them about a little bit of backstory.
Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. Two former members of the Shield. Seth Rollins after Payback, I believe. Or was it Battleground?
Payback.
It was Payback. Or
Yeah, it was Payback. Because that's when Batista left.
Right. Okay, yeah. Yeah. So, at Payback, like the night after Payback, Seth Rollins betrayed the other two members of the Shield, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns.
Via Plan B.
Plan B.
From the Authority.
Roman decided to go right after the Authority. Dean wanted Seth. Seth Rollins won the Money in the Bank match thanks to help from the Authority. And ever since then, Dean has made it his mission to be the thorn in Seth Rollins' side.
And we mean literal thorn. He will jump on him at any chance he gets.
It has been glorious.
There was, like, the last pay-per-view. There was supposed to be a match. Didn't happen. Because
Dean jumped his ass backstage.
And got kicked out.
And then somehow got into Seth's trunk and started beating the
Nope, not yet. He got back in the ring. He got back inside the building, beat down Rollins, and had to get everybody backstage, like all the security guards, to pull them apart. And, they kicked him out of the building and whatnot. And waited. Seth Rollins was like, I'm leaving. Like, well, you can't. I'm leaving. Like, there's no point in being here. I'm gone. Like.
Well, no, the match went on because Seth Rollins came out, and then he was declared the winner by forfeit.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, Seth decided, okay, my match is done. I'm leaving. Didn't quite expect Dean to pop out of your trunk.
With power. And beat you silly with it. To the point where it's like, oh God, he left the luggage, everything, and sped off. Like, beat him like a redheaded stepchild.
Seth almost went through the windshield of his car.
Yeah. And the most endearing part about this entire feud is the fact that Ambrose has had the same injury for like 3 months that hasn't healed. Up. I'm like, you do all this damage and your healing factor is weak. It's weak. And weak.
But they had a couple of matches a few weeks ago. It was a beat the clock challenge where whoever got the win in the fastest amount of time was able to choose the stipulation. Well, Ambrose, I believe, was up against Del Rio.
No, it was somebody big. he had to fight. I think it might have been Kane. No, Kane had another match that day.
No, I think it was Del Rio. Anyway, went up against him, posted a time of like 14 minutes and something, which for a beat the clock challenge usually never stays. Rollins was supposed to face Rob Van Dam, but by the Authority, it was changed at the last minute to Heath Slater.
One man band. Sorry.
Well, let's see. Of course, Rollins took control of the match early. It looked like he was going to win. Out comes Ambrose to screw with Rollins during his match. Stole his Money in the Bank briefcase.
Which he has
Opened
to take
it up.
around with him all the time.
Yes, he has to take it around with him because it has that guaranteed contract in it.
Mm-hmm.
Or had that guaranteed contract in it. Dean takes the contract out and rips it in half. Dean then takes a soda
A
from
fan
someone.
soda.
A fan soda, drinks a little bit, then pours the rest of it into the briefcase.
Got
Then he
somebody
takes
popcorn.
some fans' popcorn, sitting there eating popcorn while watching the match. Spills the rest of the popcorn in there, and then does like the whole oops, tosses it aside. Then grabs JBL's hat,
His beloved
puts it on, starts walking around, takes the hat off, puts it in the briefcase, and slams the briefcase shut. This entire time, Rollins is going off, which allows Slater to take advantage, roll him up in the schoolboy for the 3 count. So Rollins loses. He cannot pick the stipulation. Ambrose gets the stipulation. Ambrose has turned it into a lumberjack match.
Now,
But
the lumberjack match, I was really, me and Beachy were really, and this is what my thing is, I really wanted, is the fact that these just can't stay in the ring. So let it be a false count anywhere match. Let them duke it out. Let them beat each other senseless. Get some damage done.
Let it end up in the back lot, like some matches back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I all that aside, Ambrose has not stopped there. On the last Raw, there was a birthday celebration for Hulk Hogan. They had all of this stuff out there, like all of these presents wrapped in red and yellow, Hulk's colors, and one giant present. And after Seth's match, he was looking around, looked at that present, shook it a bit. Was like, all right, nothing's there. Decided to start walking off, and out pops Ambrose.
Beats him senseless.
And beats him senseless again.
With his arm still taped up.
This feud has been glorious.
Because it's been well booked and it's very personal. Because we grew up, we grew together like either hating them and then growing to like them as a face stable.
Yeah.
Because these guys for a year were like, as heels, were unbeatable, unstoppable. Their winning streak lasted for a good year until they started losing. They've held titles together. Ambrose was one of the longest reigning U.S. title champions. And the Rollins and Reigns were
the tag titles.
Yeah, were undefeated until they lost them. And this is one of the biggest matches I'm looking forward to. Like, I'm actually one of the few that I'm looking forward to in this pay-per-view. And this one's supposed to last 15 minutes. Now, the fun part about how they set it up for the lumberjack match is the fact that they will be getting people that hate them, and that's pretty much the entire locker room, because throughout their careers they hurt people whether they be good guys or bad guys. Now, like we did say, Rollins is the Money in the Bank contract holder, which guarantees him at any time he can cash in and get a title match right then and there. Now, normally in WWE fashion is the fact that if you are awarded that, if they book you to win that, they see great potential in you and eventually will make you a champion. Now, out of all the times that anyone's ever cashed in, 95% of the time they have become champion when they do it. Except for Sandow, because he was dumb and didn't wait until it was...
And Cena.
Huh?
And Cena.
Oh, that's right. Wait, who did he face?
I think it was Punk. He actually said, "I will fight you on the next Raw."
Oh, all right then. But yeah, most of the time it's more of a opportunity type move, where the smart thing to do would be to cash it in after the champion has done his match, or has fought or retained the title. Either he lose it or retain it. You come in right then and there as soon as the match ends, because they're spent. They have no more energy to fight. They're tired. They wrestle like a 30-minute match, 25, 30, 60-minute match, depending on what it is. That's when you cash it in. Now, do I foresee Rollins cashing in tomorrow night? No, I don't. I don't see that happening anytime soon. Not this year. Maybe next year, when, say, Reigns is champion or something like that, where they can keep that going.
But, okay, so who did you say who you thought was going to win?
I'm gonna go with my boy Ambrose, because they've been the way the meter has been going. It's in Ambrose's favor.
That was going to be my thought. I want Ambrose to win this. I want him to get his hands on Rollins. I'm wanting this badly. So
Ambrose. Now,
speaking of Shield mates,
Roman Reigns, who is being groomed, and I mean groomed, to be the next top babyface for WWE. He's great. He's in great shape. He has a great moveset, and he's very charismatic. To the point where he doesn't have to say anything. He just glares at you because he's Samoan. And that's all Samoans have to do in wrestling, just look at you and they get shit done.
As I said, he went straight after the Authority. So he has been feuding with Triple H, with Kane, and with Randy Orton. His match tomorrow at SummerSlam is versus Randy Orton. Kane, after multiple attempts, couldn't get the job done, and handed the mask back over. And is now corporate Kane again.
So that's due to his new movie coming out, See No Evil 2.
Right.
But that's to promote, give him time off to promote. Now, to the point where the plan A was for Randy to be champion or whatnot. Plan B was Rollins. We'll get to Plan C later. But Randy was constantly asking for title opportunities against Cena. Like, let me beat Cena. I can do this. I can do this. After 2 tries, pretty much, 2 pay-per-views, he failed. He failed to collect at TLC. He failed to collect at Battleground when it was a fatal 4-way. And the Triple H was tired of it. It was like, we'll go to Plan C. It's like, just go to Plan C, whatever. I was like, he eventually was going to try and attack Cena in the ring, but Reigns came out and dominated. Like, just caught him beforehand, jumped him, and didn't allow him to get to the ring. So they've been fighting because of that. Now, a little history about Randy Orton behind the scenes. He doesn't like to put people over, even though that's how he got there. He's kind of an asshole backstage. And when you mess up in a match or hurt him accidentally or of any type of kind, he likes to hit hard. Now, in the ring, you're supposed to pull your punches and, make it look you're hitting at certain times. To the point where he will do his finisher with all of his weight and force if you piss him off or make him bleed or cut him or anything like that. Fighting against Randy Orton can be a double-edged sword. Yes, you can get pushed, but you can also get buried too because if he doesn't like you or you hurt him. Now, I don't like Randy Orton because he's boring.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever he's champion,
Randy
boring.
Snorton.
Yeah, he's boring. His storylines are boring. Maybe the best storyline he had, like, after him leaving Evolution the first time, was probably the time where he fought, when he had Legacy, his other stable, comprised of Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase, was Randy versus Triple H. That was probably for the umpteenth time. That was probably one of his best ones that they did. Now, Reigns is going to win it because he's got a big push. As for Orton, I don't know what they're going to do with him afterwards.
I see this feud just keep going. I really do.
Actually, yes, because this is his first time fighting him one-on-one. So, yes, it can keep going until, Royal Rumble, because this is what I'm saying. Or at least right before the Royal Rumble, because I don't know, Reigns may win the Royal Rumble. That's what my prediction is for the Royal Rumble of 2015, that Reigns will win. Now, if this does work, and if it doesn't work, he will beat Randy to the point where, since Randy can't get the job done, Triple H will have to step in. That's what they've been trying to do. There was a standoff at an older Raw episode of them just staring each other down like, I'm going to get you. So they are setting up for that at WrestleMania. If Roman does not win the Royal Rumble, he will face Triple H at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It will submit him in. It's just like every other video game that you play in. If you gotta beat Triple H to be the man. You gotta beat the King of Kings. You must beat him before you can be on top. But yeah, I guess we both agree on Roman.
Yep, I see Roman winning that.
All right, this is a snore fest, but it's also been not necessarily.
It's been kind of interesting to see how this has been going. It has brought us some funny moments, but it's run its course 3 weeks ago.
And the sad part is the match is Brie Bella versus Stephanie McMahon. This also all comes from the Authority and Daniel Bryan when he was champion. He beat Triple H to the opportunity to face Randy and Batista at WrestleMania in the same night and become WWE World Heavyweight Champion or WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Then after a few matches, he got hurt and then he had to drop the title. Well, they've been using that as a storyline for his wife, where they fired her and made Nikki pretty much eat slop and get beat up constantly. And as of recently, Bree has been hopping back in the, like, getting back in the arena and just doing, like, causing destruction and, you know, just stuff. And also started the fact that at Payback, she smacked the shit out of Stephanie.
Yeah, it goes back to Payback when it was the whole thing of either either Daniel Bryan gave up the title, or he would, or
they'll fire.
Brie Bella would be fired. So Brie goes, so Brie goes, "You can't fire me. I quit," and slaps the taste out of Stephanie's mouth.
Yeah. Now, that happens, and I'm like, okay, well, damn. So they keep this going on for months, just, you know, bad mouthing, trash talking, and the highlight of the entire feud, and it's sad, is Stephanie. Steph has carried this entire feud the entire time that it's been going on. Brie cannot act. Brie is a horrible actress. She can't sell anything. It's just bad. Like, when I hear Stephanie talk, when I hear Stephanie get on that mic, you hear the McMahon blood in her boil to the point where you would be afraid of her if she was your boss, yelling at you like that. Like, her voice puts shivers down your spine, and it's believable. But then they decided to take a weak ass angle, like the last week of the last week of SummerSlam.
These last week's shows, the go home shows.
Yeah, probably the one before, like, last week was better when they pretty much she pedigreed both of. No,
that was 2 ago.
Yeah, she pedigreed both of them, and which is cool. Other than that, it's ran its course. I'm ready for it to end. As much as I want Stephanie to win, Brie will win it. Just because Stephanie has been the best fucking heel and momentum for the feud.
Yeah.
So yours is, you want Steph, but we're going to get Brie to win.
I don't know. I kind of see. I don't know what I see with this. The feud lost a lot of ground with me like 2 weeks ago. So I'm just like, please let this be over with, dear God. Although it was funny watching Steph being let out by cops.
Oh, yeah. The same cops they used from Miami that they used in...
No, it was different cops.
Oh, no, it was the same fucking detective.
No, it wasn't. Look at the pictures.
Alright, I'll go back and look.
It was different ones.
But
I don't know what I expect out of that one. I don't know. I don't see it ending cleanly.
Yeah, because both of them, Triple H and Nikki, are in their corner, so I don't know what will happen.
Yeah.
And then the final match.
What's being billed as the fight of the summer.
Yeah. You have Brock Lesnar, the one who put the 1 and 21 and 1, Brock Lesnar, and his phenomenal mouthpiece, Paul Heyman, can sell you about any damn thing. Fucking Paul's a good advocate, if anything. He's got great mic skills. He's good.
Paul Heyman is dynamite on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
I will give him that hands down, even back in his WCW days as Paulie Dangerously. He has always been fantastic on the mic.
And then we also have, the face of the WWE,
Super Cena.
Super Cena. And the promos back and forth have been great. Like, I don't dislike Cena. I don't. I actually like Cena. And I will say this, I don't like it when, he's champion at times, because that he'll put over people. That's a good thing for him, but then it's like no one is around to face him to give him good competition. And that's when I don't like him as champion, because it takes forever for him to lose the belt.
And this is where we differ. I, on the other hand, am not a Cena fan. I will give him credit and respect for being there day in, day out, day after day, doing everything, busting his ass for the company. I just don't like the fact where it's one of those, he has just been beaten down by 4 people for 30 minutes, and he somehow still gets a pinfall victory. What?
Oh, but, and the crowd, once again, Cena is a face character, and Brock is just a straight badass. He's bad. He's a bad guy. And that's where we talked about at the beginning of the show, where you can be a face character, but the fans hate you so much that they're that damn good of a face that the fans hate you for being a goody two-shoes, to the point where they want to see someone who is a part-timer beat you senseless just so you don't have the title. Also, Brock Lesnar's motto is blood, urine, and sweat.
Vomit.
Oh, sorry, vomit.
Charming motto.
Yeah. The promos made up for this have been great. Like, to the point where Cena addresses the fact that the fans, he knows that the WWE is self-aware that they listen to us. They listen to the fans. They read everything that gets sent to them, to the point where Cena calls out the fans like, I know you guys have been waiting for me to turn. When is he going to turn? When is he going to go bad? When is he going to stop being champion? When is he just going to unleash hell? He pretty much said, you're going to get that. This is what you get. You're getting it Sunday. This is the closest you're going to get to me being a bad guy. I will not let up. To the point where he makes us believe that Lesnar is an actual threat, which is a good thing. You sell that match. Now Cena will walk out champion. After a very good match, a great match.
Expounding on something that I said earlier, while I said I don't like Cena, I hate Lesnar even more.
Everyone hates Lesnar.
I'm.
For you, it's the lesser of two evils.
Yes. I want Cena to wipe the mat with Lesnar's flat fucking face.
With all 5 of his moves.
I want Cena to use all 5 of his moves as many times as it takes to put Brock in a grave.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot stand Lesnar. I did not like Lesnar when he was originally with WWE. I don't like him. I have never liked him. I want Lesnar to get hit by a truck.
He doesn't like Lesnar at all. It's kind of funny.
Lesnar could not cut it in real fighting.
And they actually bring that up. The cool thing about this feud is that they bring in their personal beefs with each other and, shortcomings and whatnot as well. With Cena's never die attitude, and Brock's I'm gonna eat your heart out type attitude. I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of this fight. Like that's it. And also, you can see, all their other past matches on the WWE Network. That's only $9.99. You can't stress it enough to you. By the network. It's actually worth it. Let me use is where I'm staying up late at night watching old pay-per-views with like Eddie Guerrero and whatnot, and all those fun matches that I enjoy that I didn't get to see when I was growing up. Even me being in school, I didn't get to watch the pay-per-views live. I always watched them with my cousin whenever he taped them. He would get them and tape them for me, and then we watched them all together. But final prediction: Cena will beat the ever-living shit out of Lesnar and will walk out champion. I do not think Rollins will cash in that night. Everything will be fine, and we'll go on the next day on Monday.
Yep.
Now, let's go back through the thing. First match.
Ziggler Miz.
I said that Ziggler will lose and retain at Night of Champions.
And he would be, Miz, and he would get another shot. Miz would, and he would beat Miz at Night of Champions. Okay. I say that I really want Ziggler to win, and I can see it going a nice back and forth forming for Night of Champions as well, and possibly adding in someone. So I don't know. I'm thinking it might be Ziggler's time.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go Ziggler on that.
All right. Bray Wyatt versus Jericho. I went Wyatt.
I say Jericho by DQ.
Okay. Rusev versus Swagger. I said Rusev.
As much as I want Swagger to win, just to watch Lana go off, I'm saying Rusev because then it will be something for Sheamus to possibly come in with the U.S. title for Rusev to challenge for that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Paige versus AJ. AJ. We're just gonna let that go. We're just gonna kick that
AJ.
Out. All right. Ambrose versus Rollins.
Ambrose.
Orton versus Reigns. Roman.
Reigns.
This time. Next time, he'll probably lose against Randy, and they'll keep going back and forth.
Yeah.
Bella versus McMahon. As much as we want Stephanie to win, it'll be a Brie. Which sucks.
And Lesnar Cena.
Cena. Walks out. No interruptions. Just goes off.
Yep. So, that is our predictions. That's the background for what's coming. So, if you don't already have it, insert promo plug for WWE Network here.
WWE Network is only $9.99. You can watch all the pay-per-views you want every month and watch all the reality shows and past pay-per-views, past Raws, past WCW Network, WCW, everything. Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, they do have a cool show called WWE Countdown where they actually go through the top 10 of different things. So that actually is a pretty cool show. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's going on. We have our show tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff.
At 8:30 p.m.
Yes. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So tune into that.
We will have a special guest.
Yes. We'll have a special guest on. Did you want to say who it was, or did you want to keep that a secret?
I'll say it. I'll tell him. We'll be having Pixie Belle Cosplay on as a guest on our show tomorrow night. We talk about some things that she wants to talk about and a few things we want to talk about. So it's all a big old sleepover hangout party.
Woo! I see you're wearing the shirt that I got you.
I did. I did housework in the shirt. It's motivated. And on that
Raisin
note,
cookies are the reason I have trust issues. But yeah.
be sure Oh, hold on. Be sure to buy the W Network for only $9.99.
$9.99.
Be sure to download the WWE app so you can watch second screens during the shows.
Yep.
Not on our shows. We don't have that money.
Yeah, no. We wish we had that money. But yeah, tune into our show tomorrow night. If you haven't already done so, please click the subscribe button down below. Please follow us on Facebook if you haven't done that already. It's facebook.com/Omake Ikuze. It's all one word, OMAKEIKUZE. If you have any questions, comments, topics for future shows, anything like that, please email us at omake.ikuze@gmail.com. I have a poll currently going on our Facebook page to vote on what I'm going to be streaming on the 20th. As of right now, let me look. The Very Organized Thief is actually leading. So, fun stuff. That's actually kind of a fun game. But anyway, until tomorrow night, this has been Bishi, joined by Maverick.
Bye.
Trying out our new show 3 Count. We'll do one for the next pay-per-view, so we hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you next time.
Bye.